Welcome back to ALCHEMOTO, folks, and welcome back to ALCHEMOTO's workshop. And here, right in front of us on the stand and here in the table are the panels for the Honda CB400T Dream tank from 1978. So for those of you that have seen the restoration on this tank, if you haven't, go back around 10 months since the last time we played around with this one. This tank's had some major repair work to it, as well as the panels, to get it to the condition that you see it in now. So we've gone and put the decals on. So Shep was down here yesterday. We got the decals on in place, all prepped up, ready for the final coats of clear, which is what we're going to do today. So we're going to show you how we apply the decals and then the process of putting the clear coat on this tank to finalise. Okay, so I'll get back to you in a minute after the intro. Okay, so I'll bring you to the side panels. So as you can see here, these have had a lot of work done to them. These are in a hell of a state. These are plastic panels, so they've had the plastic primers on that and then done obviously in the top coat. We've just gone a little bit over this morning with the base coat on this. There was a couple of bits I wasn't happy with, so now that's ready for the clear. You can see on this one there's a little touch of shine around here where I've been flattening this panel down, ready for the decals. Okay. There's a little mark on here where we've flattened down the plastic on the black, but that is got to be finished in satin black, so we're not too worried about that. We'll finish that after we've put the clear over the panel. Okay, so these decals you can put on straight off, tear off and peel on as long as you've got them in the right position. We've got also a decal on here. We painted over, but we've left that way around now so we can just blow a little bit of clear on the inside. Make sure you got all the marks off before you do that, and make sure you always spray with panel wipe when you've touched it with your fingers. Okay, so that brings us to the tank. Now these ones are the original decals that lay along the bottom of the tank. Okay, so this is bringing this one back to how it should be from when it left the factory in 1978. These ones are a little bit of a pain. I was going to do the vlog on this, but it took that long, I think, you know, to get them right. It wasn't really worth doing, and I'm not going to edit anything out, so I'll explain. When you put these on, always get a spray bottle with soapy water and spray the panel and the back of the decal first. That allows you then to put the decal onto the tank and then move it around until you're happy with it, and then squeegee all the water out. So you can do that and then blow it off with a hairdryer if you want, or let it air dry, whichever your preference. But if you do it with a hairdryer, don't get too much heat on the decal because it might shrink the decal, and you don't want that at all because they're so precise. And these are actually in two parts. So you've got the top part here, that one comes away, and then you've got the bottom one. It's roundabout. You can't really see it from roundabout here. Okay, so you can move that one about. So you've got to make sure all the air bubbles are out, which we have done now, and then clear and panel wipe over the whole tank then again before you go to put the clear on. So what we're going to do is just mix the clear coat. So I'll show you what we do with that now, and we're going to just flash a coat over it and just let that go off for 10 minutes over the decals, because you don't want to go too heavy over the decal. You want that first coat just to get a tacky over the decals before you lay on over the whole tank. So you can go over the whole tank, but we're just going to put a light coat on and let that tack off. Okay, that brings us round to the mixing bench. Always use, or I always use these. You don't have to, but it makes the process so much easier. And you can see you've got the measuring sticks or the measuring gauge on the side of here. You've got the 2-to-1, 3-to-1, and 4-to-1. But of course, the Show Clear that I use by Custom Paints. Now these are fantastic paints for any of your specialist colours. You can see it's a 2K Show Clear. It's not the cheapest, but in my opinion it's one of the best. So it's a mix of 2 parts Show Clear and 1 part 2K Activator. Okay, and that's your activator. You can use a reducer as well, but again in my opinion there's no need to. This is straight out of the tin, 2-to-1 into the gun, and then shoot it on your panels. Okay, so we'll go ahead and mix that. Now you can do it either way you want. I prefer just to use the gauge down the side. And now we don't need a massive amount. We're shooting 3 coats on the tank and panels, so probably going to go maximum, say for a gun full, to 300 maybe. So we're going to use 100 of the activator and then 200 of the show clear. That's 100, the activator, $300 on the side. Okay, so let's go ahead and shoot that clear. Now I'm using the ANI R160Q gun for that. That's all I use from now on for Clearcoat. It's a fantastic gun for the price. Also, we shoot around 28 to 30 psi out of the gun. That's a constant pressure of the compressor I use, so make sure if your compressor can handle that, that's what you want to be going for. So set your atomization quite wide and then away you go. It's a 1.4 nozzle I use on the gun, and that gives me the best finish that I can get in here. Now my garage setup, I've got rid of all the dust. I always usually wet the floor or brush it the night before. I've got a big extractor fan that pushes any fumes out the back as well to help clear the air. Ideally, yes, I should be using a heavier mask than this, but as soon as I finish painting, I will open the doors and this room will clear within a couple of minutes. For all of those that are thinking, well, hang on a minute, you should have a heavier mask than what you're wearing. So yeah, it is only paper mask. I do actually have an air-fed mask that I'm waiting for some new visors. So any paintwork done in here in the future, you'll see me probably wearing the air-fed mask. But for now, let's go ahead and put that clear on. So I hope you enjoyed that little episode of how we finished this tank off for good old Shep. So that's the decals now and the clear coat over the decals. All we've got to do with this now is the final flat and the final polish off. So we'll probably show you guys what process I use for doing that and what tools I use. I think I've shown you on little pieces before, but we'll show you on this tank how to finalise this before it goes back to the customer. Okay, so on the next note there, next week, if the weather's looking good, we have got a custom bike and muscle car show, American cars and bikes, music and what have you. There's also a barn rally next week. We might be heading there later. So we've got a couple of things to look forward to next week, back out on the bike, hopefully if this weather turns for the better here in the UK. But until then, hope you've enjoyed this one. If you haven't subscribed to ALCHEMOTO, look back in the back catalogue, there's plenty for you to view back there. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed, moving forward. Thanks for watching guys, ALCHEMOTO for now is signing out. See you later.